Good morning, everyone. In this video, I am going to explain about Huffman codes and Huffman trees. That is, first we will draw Huffman tree. Based on that, how to construct a Huffman code from the tree. So before discussing in detail about Huffman trees and Huffman code, I must explain about why do we need to go for learning Huffman trees and codes. Nowadays, we are using email for transmitting huge amount of sentences, huge size of sentences, huge size of paragraphs, and everything to our friends or relatives or for any other official purpose. So it will take some long time for even uploading, and for transmission also the time complexity will be more. So in order to avoid such a drawback, we are going to learn about Huffman trees and codes, how to effectively transmitting the messages over a network. So first let us discuss about what is Huffman coding and why do we need to learn about it. Huffman coding is used to reduce the size of the data or message. That is, if the size of the data or a message length is too huge, then as I said before, it will take some time for uploading. So in order to avoid those things, I am going to use Huffman techniques for reduce the size of the data or reduce the size of the message with lossy-less. So lossy-less means I am going to compress the size of the data. When I compress the size of the data for during the data transmission, when the receiver decode or decrypts the message without any loss, the receiver can see the contents of the entire message. There won't be any loss. That is called as lossy-less compression. So whenever we compress any sort of message or data, the size of the message or size of the information will be reduced. So it will increase the speed up for uploading the data as well as transmission. So for example, let me take a simple word, computer, computer. If I want to transmit this term computer from one place to another place, the word computer need to be encrypted. So encryption means replacing each word by another word. So here C will be replaced by E, O will be replaced as Q, M will be replaced by O, P will be replaced R, U will be replaced W, T will be replaced V, E will be replaced G, R will be replaced T. Since each and every letter has been replaced by the letter standing two places further down. So that is the key how I am encrypting that message. So when a sender transmit the word computer from one place to another place, along with that message, the sender also need to attach the key value. The key value will have a mechanism for decryption. So when the receiver receiving this message, the receiver can easily understand what the sender has sent with the help of the key. So the key is also very important for data transmission. Next, I will discuss about the Huffman trees and codings. So for this case, I am using the message with 20 length. P, C, C, A, B, B, D, D, A, E, C, C, B, B, A, E, D, D, C, C. There are 20 characters. 20 alphabets are there in the message. So when I transmit this message over the network, it will take some time because the length of the message is 20. Now when you look it into the characters of the message, each character has been represented by a capital letter, capital alphabets. So each capital alphabets will be represented in ASCII format. ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So ASCII code will be represented in 8-bit. So as I said that there are 20 alphabets in the message. So each alphabet will be represented in an ASCII format. So when I represent this message in an ASCII format, 20 into 8, 160 bits. 160 bits will be required for transmission of this entire message. So here it will take some time for uploading as well as transmissions over a network. So ASCII means capital A will be represented as 65 and 65 will be represented in 8-bit binary format. Capital B value will be 66 and 66 will be represented in 8-bit binary format. Capital C will be 67. 67 will be represented in 8-bit binary format. Likewise, up to E, all the characters will be represented in 8-bit binary format. So 20 characters are there. 20 into 8, 160 bit will be required for transmission. That's what I have written here. Since here 5 capital letters are there, each will be represented in ASCII format. So totally 160 bit will be required. So as I said before, it will take some time for uploading as well as transmission. In order to overcome this, being a human, being a user, I am going to use my own way of coding for data transmission. If I am using my own way of coding for data transmission, then I can reduce the size of the message. So that's what Huffman techniques is used. We are going to learn how to reduce the size of the message. So there are two different techniques we are going to learn. One is fixed length size, another one is variable length size. In fixed length size, I am going to maintain a table. In that table, there will be 3 different columns. One is character, another one is count or frequency, third one is code. In a character, I will list out what are the characters or appears in the given message. That is in the 20 size of the message. A, B, C, D, E are repeatedly appearing in the given text message. So I'll first list out all the character one by one. A, B, C, D, E. Next, in a count, I have to check how many times A is appearing, how many times B is appearing, how many times C is appearing, how many times D is appearing, how many times E is appearing. According to this phenomena, A appears 3 times, B appears 5 times, C appears 6 times, D appears 4 times, E appears 2 times. So when I sum up all those things, I'll get 20. Next, I have to know about the frequency of each and every character. The number of occurrences divided by the length of the message will be the frequency. So 3 by 20 will be the frequency of A, 5 by 20 will be the frequency of B, 6 by 20 will be frequency of C, 4 by 20 will be the frequency of D, 2 by 20 will be the frequency of E. Next, I am going to represent, if it is 1-bit word, only 1 bit, then I can represent either by 0 or by 1. If it is 2-bit, either I can represent 00 or 10 or 11 or 01. So here I am going to use this. There are 5 characters. So I am going to represent each and every character by 3-bit code. 3-bit means totally 5 characters. So I am going to labeling it from 0 to 4. So A will be represented 000, B will be represented 001, C will be represented 010, D will be represented 011, E will be represented 100. This is its binary representations of 0 to 4. Now when I compute the total number of bits required for data transmission is 20 into 3, 60 bits, because I am going to represent each and every alphabet by 3-bit code. So 20 into 3, 6 bits. 5 into 8, 40 bits. 5 into 8 means the alphabets, capital letters A, B, C, D, E. Along with the message, I must have to transmit the table also to the sender, because when the receiver, because when the receiver decrypt the message, he has to look up the message and he has to see the table. Based on the table, the receiver has to decrypt the original message. Decrypt the message what the sender has sent. So there are 5 characters, 5 alphabet. Each alphabet will require 8 bit. So 5 into 8, 40 bits. And also code. So each and every character or alphabet is appearing from 0 to 1 I have represented. So each one will require 3 bits. So 5 into 3, 15 bits. When I sum up all those things, I'll have 115 bits, 115 bits. This is called as fixed size. Why I am calling this as a fixed size means, in each and every character is represented 3 bit. A is represented 3 bit, B is represented 3 bit, C is represented 3 bit, D is represented 3 bit, E is also represented 3 bits. So all the letters, all the alphabets represented in 3 bits. So totally 15 bits. And also everything is represented in commonly 3 bits. So this is fixed size. Next I am going to discuss about variable size. For variable size I am going to apply for the Huffman techniques. Here I know how many times each and every characters are appearing in the given text. So I am going to write it in an ascending order. So when I write it in an ascending order, first I have to write E, then I have to write A, then I have to write D, then I have to write B, then I have to write C. Because E appearing 2 times, A appearing 3 times, D appearing 4 times, B appearing 5 times, C appearing 6 times. So accordingly I have to write 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next I am going to combine the minimum 2. So 2 and 3 will be combined together. The result will be 5. Next I have to compare 5, 4, 5. So I'll take the above 5 value along with the D value 5. So when I join together I will have 9. Next I have to combine. I have to think about next minimum 2 value. So when I compare 9, 5, 6, 5 and 6 are minimum 2 values. So I'll join together 5 and 6. I'll have 11. Then next I'll compare 9 and 11. Combine 11 and 9. I'll have 20. In this tree, next I have to represent all the left hand side by 0 and all the right hand side by 1. So 0 will be represented on the leftmost part. 1 will be represented in the rightmost part. On the right hand side of the tree 1 will be represented, left hand side of the tree 0 will be represented. So by using this mechanism I can find out the code for each and every character. So now when I take the value of A can be taken from 0, 0 on the left hand side, 1 at the right hand side. So 0, 0, 1 will be assigned for A. When I consider about B, 1 will be on the right side, 0 will be on the left side. So 1, 0 will be taken for B. Likewise C, 1, 1 will be taken. D, 0, 1 will be taken. E, 0, 0, 0 will be taken. Accordingly I am going to draw the table. A will be 3 times, B will be 5 times. So from the tree I am going to identify the code for each and every alphabet. So accordingly I had drawn the table also. Now I have to compute how much bit will be required for transmitting the entire message. So here 5 alphabets are there. As I said before, each will be converted into ASCII format with the 8-bit representation. So 5 into 8, 40. So the count will be 20 as it is. Code will be 12 bits will be required because 0, 0, 0, 3, 1, 0 will be 5. Added 1, 0 will be 5. Then next 2 bit 1, 1, 7. Next 2 bit 0, 1, 9. Next 3 bit 0, 0, 0, 12 bit. So totally 12 bit. And next I have to compute how many times the word need to be appearing in the given text. How many times the word need to be appearing in the given text. So word A appearing 3 times. So 3 into 3, 9. Word B appearing 5 times. So 5 into 2, 10. Word C appearing 6 times. It code 2. 1 bit, 2 bit, so 16 to 2, 12 bit. Word D appearing 4 times, its bit representation is 2 bit, so 4 into 2, 8 bit. word E appearing 2 times and 3-bit representation, so 2 into 3 6 bits. So when I sum up all those things, I'll get 45 bits. So in the given text message, B can be represented as 10, C can be represented as 11, A can be represented as 001. Likewise, I can represent the entire message. So now I have to compute 45 plus 12 plus 40, only 97 bits alone required in case of variable size. In the previously we discussed about fixed size. All the code will be represented in 3-bit format. Now A is representing 3-bit, B is representing 2-bit, C is representing 2-bit, D is representing 2-bit, E is representing 3-bit. So the size is not always common. It is varying from one letter with another letter. So this is called as variable length. So when I applying variable length for data transmission, it will require only 97 bits. Only minimum number of bits alone needed for data transmission when I compared with the fixed size as well as the normal way of data transmission. So variable size alone will be the better for data transmissions. Thank you.